This is a song about a referee, a little boy who grows up to be a referee. Nice, isn't it? Someday when I grow up, I'd like to find a way to be out on that field every Saturday or Sunday if you want to get in the NFL. Someday when I'm older, I'd like so much to be. I'd like to be that guy they call the referee. An article written in the New York Post that said the key to the BCS National Championship game is someone you don't know. It's a guy named Bryan Neale from Indianapolis, Indiana, and he's the umpire, and he's the guy that controls the pace of the game. This is me. I'm standing out on the field before the game. Mike Tirico. Mike Tirico is one of the most famous sportscasters in the world. He's on ESPN all the time. Comes up to me and says, "Hey, Brian, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, good, Mike, how are you?" I'm like, "Holy shit, he knows my name. It's Mike Tirico." He goes, "You know, you were the topic at dinner last night." I said, "Yeah, I figured that. It happens a lot." I had played football once when I was in second grade, but not like this, because in August, especially in Evansville, man, the grass is just brown. You know what I mean? It's dead and brown, and you can smell it and feel it. And we're doing these drills, and we got to do these leg lifts. We lay on the ground, lift your legs up, spread them apart, and beat on your stomach. And I'm all but close to tears. I'm dying. My mom picked me up, and she said, "What do you think?" I said, "I loved it. I loved it." And I did. There was something about the idea of being able to go out, put on warrior gear, and express my emotions that I never got to do. All the frustration that I had, my parents splitting up and moving, all this instability, all of a sudden, and I was a real nice kid, I was real quiet and everything, I could knock the crap out of somebody and help them back up and go do it again. What happened after that was the big thing. I hadn't been real close to my dad, and I didn't have a lot of fatherly type influences growing up to that point. And Tom Simpson came up to me afterwards, and he said something to me that I had never heard before and never felt before, but I always didn't know that I wanted. And if you ever talk to a little kid, if you're a coach, one of the ways you get a hold of them is you grab the top of their head and you bend it back. So they're looking at you. And so Tom Simpson grabbed the back of my head and bent it back. You ever had someone look at you like that? Like not just look at you, but I mean look into your soul, into here. He was doing that to me. And he looked down at me and said, "Neil, I'm proud of you, son." I hadn't heard that before, and that felt really good. People ask me why I spend so much time. Why is this refereeing so important to you? Why is this such a big deal? It's because every time I go out there, national championship game, it's that little kid. Every single one sitting in here has something that they want to do in their life that they're not doing, that they've suppressed down, that they've said, "Oh, I can't. Nah, it's not for me. I'm too old. I don't have enough money. I'm not big enough. I'm not smart enough." There's no differentiator there for me. You see? I was just connected to it, and that's the first step I took, was getting connected to what it is that I wanted to do in my life. And the day that I worked that first game at Bloomington South High School, I went back after the season was over, like I had always done, like I'd been taught by my football coaches, and I wrote down what I wanted to have happen at that point. I wanted to be in Division I by the time I was 30. I wanted to be in the Big Ten by the time I was 36. I wanted to be in the National Football League by 41, and I wanted to referee the Super Bowl by 51. So I'm begging you now, pull the dream up, and then you have to go to the next little action, the first little action to get you rolling on whatever it is. Because when I was 19, I had no flipping idea what the process was to get up to the BCS National Championship. No idea whatsoever. And you know what? I didn't care. All I knew was the first thing I had to do was pass the test and get my license. Then I had to go find a game. All that happens, I think, because I had this connectedness to this thing that I love so much. I'm not a fan of the word passion. People say, you got to find your passion, you know? Because I can't say I'm real passionate about putting on polyester knickers, you know? I'm not passionate about getting my ass chewed necessarily. But I'm passionate about this football, this game that I love so much, that meant so much to me, and that guy that pulled my head back when I was a little kid and said, "I'm proud of you." Because guess what? Guess what my football official bosses tell me? Guess what Bill Carollo told me after that game? Guess what Tom Ransom told me after the BCS National Championship game? I can't tell you how proud I am of you. Tom Ransom said that to me. Can't tell you how proud I am of you. Still feels the same. I run around the field and I throw my manly yellow hanky every time one of those big boys does something wrong. Boys, stop holding him. And then We use big words that don't mean a thing to anybody, like DPI and double stakes and snap tackle back. You guys don't know what that means, do you? And you can see this is all just in me. And I don't know where else I would be on a Saturday, because that's how we say Saturday in Indiana. Well, I like getting my ass chewed every Saturday, especially by the big fat guy in section 119, row 38C4, who obviously had a better angle on that last play than I did. It's probably got nothing to do with the 14 beers that he shotgun at his fraternity's alumni tailgates. Best of all, when he says, "Hey, Ross, get a new pair of glasses," what he doesn't know is that I really just wear my glasses just for looks.